I'm currently standing here outside the cinema where I'm going to be watching Star Wars. I'm very excited, and everyone around me is very excited, and I'm standing here by a big mural, where the Rise of Skywalker is coming out. And I thought before we review this movie and talk about it, I reckon it's good to talk to some people and see what their hot predictions are. What do they think this movie's going to be? And is there any scenes that are going to come up that are not predicted? Hot picks, hot predictions. Let's go. Are you ready for Star Wars?
No. I'm here to see Knives Out, actually. For the time.
It smells like paint.
Are you excited? How would you measure your hype levels right now for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker out in cinemas today? Now,
Right now? Is it out?
are you excited for the Star Wars?
Yes, I'm very excited.
What are your hot predictions for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker?
I think Rey dies. And then Finn cries. And Poe isn't in it.
So what are your hot predictions for Star Wars?
Hot predictions? I don't know if anything will be on fire or hot in Star Wars. It seems like it's in a very,
What are your hot picks, your hot predictions? Very hot.
I think Rian Johnson could have done a better job than JJ.
Luke comes back, though.
Yeah?
Luke Skywalker.
Is he going to do...
Because the fans like him. They don't like the women.
Who do you think will have the best scene in the movie, and what will happen?
Hayden Christensen, because he will make a pizza.
That's not oregano.
Have you seen Little Italy? Sorry, that was so bad.
Who's your favorite character in Star Wars, and why do you think they'll appear in this movie?
My favorite character is Lando Calrissian, and I saw him in the trailer, so I know he's there.
Do you think he will do anything special? Do you think that, maybe he'll ride the Falcon?
Yeah, he'll look at the camera and he'll say, "It's mine again."
Do you think Donald Glover will make an appearance as Lando?
No.
No. And that was everything for today. Now we're going to go see Star Wars: The Rise of Star Wars, and I'm really excited to see the Star Wars Rise. So we just watched the Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. He's back, or they're back. They're all back. What did we think about The Rise of Skywalker? Was it the best movie of all time, or was it?
My personal opinion, it's the best Star Wars movie of this year.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe even last year.
Yeah, I agree.
Look, it was okay. It goes in the same bucket as Solo and Rogue One for me. It's definitely the weakest of this current trilogy. I feel like this movie was just unnecessary damage control. Like they saw the reactions to The Last Jedi and they're like, okay, some people like this stuff, people don't like this stuff, but some people like it, so we have to dance around certain things. Bring back stuff that The Last Jedi got rid of, but also keep things and word them in ways where it doesn't undo The Last Jedi, and it's like things just kind of happen and there's no breathing room.
Yeah, there's no, it's weird because the whole movie is motivated by plot, and there's no character stuff, or what they have of character stuff is just really vague and kind of just there to serve the plot. There's nothing kind of driving any of these characters, which is a real shame because they've kind of built up to this great arc for many of them. Especially with The Last Jedi, kind of took that much further, and then now it's just like, oh, let's just chuck out all of that out the window, all the ideas, all the character development, just out the window. We don't need character. What's the point of character? Let's just have a fun movie where they look for a gadget and they gotta find it.
Even from the opening crawl, I won't say what it says, but straight away it gives you that feeling of oh, when did all this happen?
Join me in Fortnite on Saturday for an exclusive look at the movie. To see the whole thing, you got to be in the game, so I'll see you.
People didn't like The Last Jedi, And so the Disney probably freaked out and they went, let's back up this truck. We can't drive here anymore. We gotta fix all this. It's very sad.
Yeah. I
Well-
really enjoyed how the action was shot. I think there was lots of inventive like action sequences. I think that's what J.J. Abrams is good at.
Yeah, he's
like,
good at
crafting action
making.
sequence.
Yeah, he's good at making like entertaining movies. You know,
Yeah,
it was
and they're
never. I didn't think it was boring.
Yeah. Oh, at some points it did.
Well,
but
yeah, some parts were a bit boring, but it was always fun to look at, kind of.
yeah, he knows how to film action very well.
Mm.
Like I enjoyed the desert chase.
Yeah, that was fun.
I like the one in the desert where it's like they can fly now. They can fly now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
They
was-
can fly now.
That was a pretty good one. It's a bit repeated. but
Yeah.
Yeah.
good.
Well, we know that from posters and trailers and whatever that Palpatine's in this movie, because of course he had to be. What do you think about Palpatine? He's back, baby.
So I guess he's
not
the connection to Skywalker. You got to have him with the Skywalker. That's like what they're basically saying
Yeah.
about the universe.
Yeah.
I'm not against him being in this, but the fact that there was no like indicators of this in the last two movies felt a bit weird.
He's
But,
always
like,
been there pulling the strings.
yeah, something like that. But
What, did you read
Yeah.
the script?
I got it off eBay. John Boyega, he leaked it in his toilet, and I found it.
no.
When you try to play it, like when you try to please both the people that like The Last Jedi and the people that don't like The Last Jedi, you end up with a movie that's just kind of safe. Like it's an
Yeah.
adventure movie, and they look for a thing, and then like the movie just kind of goes to this point where it ends, and it's like, oh, okay, well, what was the point of all this? It didn't feel like anything had any stakes. It didn't feel like anything mattered, and like that anything was gonna change if this or that happened. And it was just lots of super weapons and lasers, and oh, we're gonna kill all the planets and blah blah blah. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know. It doesn't matter. There's no, I don't know. It's just really annoying.
like it
I
doesn't retcon the Last Jedi per se,
No.
but it makes a lot of the decisions on the Last Jedi have less impact now, especially to do with like Rey as a character, Kylo, even like Finn and Poe. I feel like they didn't get to do much in this, even though they were in it throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, Finn.
They kind of just did things, but they didn't grow as characters. They had like little bits of backstory like put in there, but it didn't really amount to much in the grand scheme of things. Unlike The Last Jedi, where I feel like everyone's character arcs kind of had this weird like overlap,
Yeah.
where like everyone was learning like the same lesson but in different ways.
And it was all linked in a way. Like narratively speaking, it was linked. Whereas here, it's just
Yeah.
like the narrative is mainly surrounding Rey and Kylo, and anything else is just like extra cream on the cake. Like there's no substance to it in a way, which is kind of sad, really. Because when you have you look at the original trilogy, you have all these characters. They all had their arcs and their things that they wanted to do throughout the movies. Whereas these characters, I kind of feel like I don't care about them enough. Like both Finn and Poe are kind of just there,
Yeah,
which is a shame. I mean, it is a byproduct of the fact that they didn't get much character development in the other movies either. But at least in The Last Jedi, they had stuff to do that was their own, kind of. Whereas here, they're all just tagging along on the one adventure, and it's kind of like, oh, are you,
Yeah.
what do you think of this? Like, what are you going to do? I'm just going to shoot some guns and fly the ship. Like, that's my job in this movie.
because The Force Awakens does a good job at like introducing the characters, making them instantly likable. Like I really love that first scene with Finn and Poe when they meet each other. Like they instantly have that chemistry.
Yeah.
And The Last Jedi builds upon that, and it takes them on like out of their comfort zone, I guess, and it has a really satisfying payoff. Because the whole movie they're going through all this like
They go through a trial in a way, you know, like that's
Yeah,
they're
they're tried
testing
and
their
tested,
characters. Which doesn't really happen here. It's all about
Yeah.
finding a thing. There was a slug that was
yeah.
on board the Millennium Falcon that didn't do anything. There was just
he
a
got
slug.
hugged at the end of the
got hugged at
movie.
end.
Oh, did
Oh,
he?
Yeah.
Did you guys enjoy the LGBT representation in this of
Oh.
two women kissing for 1 second?
Damn.
Also, that lady was the nurse in Force Awakens, but she wasn't in the action movie. She was in like outtakes of like her
Oh.
like stitching up Chewie's wounds.
Ah.
That's where I recognized her from. She was like in the bloopers of Force Awakens.
That's
Yeah,
what
'cause-
happens.
J.J. Abrams was asked about the Finn and Poe relationship, if that would be explored, and he's like, it isn't, but there is LGBT representation. And all it
Yeah,
was
so-
two women kissing for a
Yeah.
second.
There's a lot more smooching in this movie than you'd expect.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
yeah.
is a lot of
Some-
romance, a lot of kinky stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it wasn't very and at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like every time I try to think of something positive, I'm always like,
But this
Yeah, but
thing-
also this thing, like,
No, I really enjoyed like a lot of aspects of where it ended up because it's pretty much what I thought would happen, but
Yeah.
just the stuff surrounding it
yeah.
kind of bogged it down a bit for me. Like where Kylo Ren ends up was satisfying to me.
Mm.
Where Rey ended up was what I expected. It wasn't like bad or good in a way. It was just like,
Yeah, it's just fine.
Yeah, it's like that works.
And the ending is okay. Like, it's not
Yeah,
the worst thing.
The
It's,
very ending is so predictable.
maybe we should start a petition now, since the Last Jedi haters did the same thing. We should be like, remake Episode 9.
No, I don't want to watch it.
Do it again. Release the Snyder Cut.
I love Star Wars,
release
but
the
let it
4-hour
rest.
cut.
Yeah, I'm tired of Star Wars now
No
a
more
bit.
movies.
We can have some TV shows and things, but yeah, movies, can we just stop?
Yeah, give me small stories that have nothing to do with the Skywalker family.
Yeah, I'm so tired of the family. They're all related. Ah.
Make Solo 2 or make Ryan Johnson's
Yeah.
Solo
trilogy.
2? What would Solo 2 be?
I'd rather
Honestly,
watch Solo 2 than this thing.
yeah, honestly,
We
I
already
think
know
I
where he
might
got
as
his
well.
name from. What do we need to know?